All right, we are live. We are live. We are in here just a few minutes early. So as people come on board, we wanted to make sure this is queued up. So hold on, let me double check. We both are running command centrals over here. So if you see us looking over to the side, it's because we are checking all, yep, everything is rolling nicely. Very, very good. Okay, this looks great. So welcome aboard. We're going to begin in just a few minutes. We'll be starting at the top of the hour. In the meantime, as those of you come on early or as you are catching the replay, be sure to let us know, comment in the comment box below, and let us know what you are most grateful for today. We love to start off our presentations with gratitude. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to be here with us. So please share a little something like that in the comments section below. Also, if you know somebody that this would be really, really helpful for, we'd love to have you share this forward. You can click on that, the link. Actually, we can, Lucha, if you can, actually, I can type it into the, let me type it into the
comments.
Yeah, actually, I'll do something even better. How about this? I'm going to give you the full link in here. Might as well do this right now on how you can share that forward with anybody. They can, you can just click on that link and share that forward. We'd love to have you do that as well. So we'll be starting here in just a moment. And as everyone comes on board, we're going to dive right in. We want to welcome you. Make sure you have your downloadable action guide. So be sure that you have not only downloaded it, but printed that out. You have paper and pencil because you're going to want to take notes. Let's see here. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, they have to be. So wonderful, wonderful. Let's see. We're just hopefully you'll share with us a comment about what you're most grateful for. And all right, let's get this baby rolling here in just a minute. As we mentioned, we will be opening up for live Q&A at the very end. So be sure that you stick around. We've got some special goodies for you for those that stick around to the end, some great things for you to utilize. And as I said, we'll be opening up for complete open Q&A at the end. And I will be mentioning that again here in just a moment once we rock and roll. So let's see here. Does everything look good on that end? Yes.
Everything looks fine to me.
Okay, cool. We will be starting in just a moment. Grab some water. Let me just double check a couple more things and make sure everybody has what they need. Awesome. Very, very good. All right. You ready? Let's rock and roll. People will come on as they come on. And again, let us know if you are joining us live, hashtag live and where you're joining us from. If you catch the replay, hashtag replay. Do be sure to post your questions and or comments. We check everything. We'll be keeping an eye on this. And this masterclass will be available to the end of the week. So
remember, because we're running multiple screens here, we'll answer all the questions at the end so that we don't get derailed, because I easily go off on tangents. So I want to make sure that I deliver exactly what we were planning and share with you.
Absolutely. You can enter them in the comments, but we'll be covering all the questions at the very end. Beautiful. Thanks for saying that. All right, let's go. We're on. All right, you are in the right place. This is the Unstuck Your Business, the 3 steps to creating a more profitable health or wellness business in today's market. Here is the schedule that will be coming to you live. Obviously today at 10 a.m., tomorrow, Wednesday is all about creating, and CashFlow will be covered on Thursday, all at 10 a.m., same bat place, same bat time.
And they're roughly 1 hour long, but we stay here answering as many questions as you have. So at least be sure to block in at least an hour block on your schedule.
Absolutely. All right. Again, this is the Unstuck Your Business, the 3 steps to creating a more profitable health or wellness business in today's market. We're going to share with you this little roadmap here shortly. So we want to make sure we're in the right place. I'm actually going to take that banner down so you guys can see the whole screen. All right. As I mentioned earlier, be sure to download your Unstuck Your Business Masterclass guide. Not only download, but actually print this out. You will want to have this. This is your follow along action guide. There's specific blanks in there to fill out as you go. So be sure that you have that printed out. And if for some reason you don't see that in your emails, that should have been sent to you when you registered. And just let us know in the messages and we'll make sure that you get that action guide. Again, this is covering Convert, Create, and CashFlow. We're here to help health and wellness professionals get unstuck by converting prospects into clients and creating profitable cash flow for your business. Obviously, today is Masterclass number 1. We're talking all about how to convert prospects into clients using proven language skills to increase your enrollments 30 to 60% or more.
Now, keep in mind that these skills not only will increase your enrollments or your sales, but also your clients' compliance. The more compliant they are, the better results they get, and the better you and they look.
Masterclass number 2 is all about creating a signature process that sets you apart from everyone else. And Masterclass number 3 is all about the cash flow, how to increase cash flow, consisting of referral, recurring, and re-education systems.
And how to make money while you sleep.
Absolutely. So stick around as well. We have a special bonus for you. We love giving bonuses. At the very end, for those of you who stick through to the end, you're going to be able to download the 10K Challenge Mini Audit Guide. This is going to help you find $10,000 or more in your business today. Okay, in your business today. And not only are we offering you that bonus, but it's actually a bonus on bonus. It's a double bonus, but you got to stick around to the end to get access to that. So again, be sure that we will see you there. And turn off any and all distractions that you have. Okay, this is really important. We want you to stay, be engaged, be able to take away and create and get this action going immediately. So if you can close down any extra screens, get those turned down. As we say, turn off those things and tune in because we're here to deliver. So who is this for? Well, this is for medical, functional, and integrative practitioners. This is for chiropractors, naturopaths, hormone replacement clinics. We serve bariatric and weight management centers. We work with registered dietitians and nutritionists, gyms, fitness centers, and yoga studios. Absolutely. This is for nutrition and supplement stores and personal trainers, fitness competitors, fitness experts. This is for nutrition, health, or sports consultants and coaches, and
competition and contest prep coaches, as well as health and wellness professionals of all ranges. And even if you belong to a network marketing company, if you're a network marketing professional who is involved in health and fitness products or nutritional products, this is for you.
Absolutely. Now, you're in the right place if you have ever had the feeling of being overwhelmed and confused. And again, if that's you, you guys comment below and say, yeah, I've certainly been there before. You spent so much time trying to learn the latest new tactics and you're not sure what to do next. You're in the right place if you ever feel paralyzed on taking any action, right? You have so many options that you literally do not know which direction to go in. And you're in the right place if you are ready to pull the trigger. You're totally ready to get going, but you're unsure what to do once you get started, right? You've gathered all of the information, or maybe you're even just still gathering it, but you have all that info, but you don't know how, right? The big how. How do you put it all together in a way that makes sense for your business? It's
kind of like getting a bunch of 10,000 piece puzzles and then mix them all up and hoping that they go together. That just doesn't work. And that's the issue when you learn bits and pieces. This is the information era. You can find any information on the internet, but not necessarily how to put it all together the right way for your business.
Absolutely. Hey, really quick before we go on, for those of you who are joining there, if you click the link right above the video that says streamyard.com/Facebook, we'll be able to actually see your name and your face when you comment as well. So keep going here. We became literally obsessed with helping the health and wellness professionals create even more profitable businesses. Back in 2008, 2009, we went through an economic downturn, and we realized that our skill set was how to actually not only survive, but thrive.
Yeah, absolutely. So A little bit about us. We are the founders of Exercise and Nutrition Works, Inc. We founded our company in 2003, so that's 17 years. And we developed the first CEU accredited nutrition certification, the Certified Fitness Nutrition Specialist. It's the #1 course on the market. To this day, our certification is the only certification in the world that not only teaches you these language skills, but also teaches you how to create custom nutrition meal plans or nutrition programs where you actually tell your client exactly what to eat, not a thumbful of fat or a fistful of this and a palmful of that, or make better choices. It actually tells you exactly how much, when, and why. And you can explain that to your clients as well. You'll hear my story about how I ended up working with Tony Robbins, but I have a degree in food science, human nutrition, and exercise kinesiology. When I first got done with college, I became a registered dietitian, and I was in charge of the burn unit, intensive care unit, oncology, and ortho in one of the country's top 30 hospitals in Southern California. And after 5 years of working with sick people, I wanted to go back to my roots, which was the health and fitness industry. And I became the head dietitian for the Sports Club LA, Sports Club Irvine. Now, in the Sports Club is where I developed a systematic approach to nutrition, which is where I teach what I created my certification. And one of the many things that I love about the Sports Club, not only was I able to develop a systematic approach to nutritional counseling, but I also started developing systems on how to run businesses. And one of the best things that ever happened to me at the Sports Club was that I got to meet my wife now, Lisa.
Absolutely. So I was actually at the time managing law firms. I was a law firm administrator, as you can see here, award-winning law firm marketer from the American Bar Association. But my background goes back to, I have a degree in exercise physiology and a minor in business administration and marketing. And we basically took all of that together after my 20 plus years in law. When Lucho and I met, he pulled me away from my 20-year background, and I began working on the back end of our company, Exercise and Nutrition Works, managing and doing the marketing side. And then we developed and tied together all of our skills, all of our background, and became the founders and the facilitators of the Nutrition Business Profit System, which is our complete coaching system. Oh, and I was also an NPC figure competitor, top 5. So
yeah. So Lisa was one of my clients. So you'll hear a story about that later on, but it's a funny story. Yeah. But now the Nutrition Business Profit System, now keep in mind that in 2003, we launched the first nutrition certification. And it became very clear after a few years of really training people on how to create custom nutrition programs that they're amazing at nutrition, even working with registered dietitians, but they did not know how to run a business. So we developed systems to plug businesses into. So even though it's called the Nutrition Business Profit System, you can plug in your business into the word nutrition. So if you're a hormone replacement therapist, a hormone replacement therapy business profit system. If you're a personal trainer, a personal training business profit system. So the whole idea is that we have systems that you can plug your business into to generate these 3 things that we'll be teaching you in this masterclass. So don't let the word nutrition, if you don't do nutrition or that's not your full spectrum of your business, don't let that kind of lead you astray.
Awesome. So what we bring to the table, and you might recognize a few of these faces here, as Lucho mentioned, he worked directly with Tony Robbins for 5 years. So incredible skill sets that you guys are going to benefit from today during that time. In the middle, you'll see a picture of us with one of our mentors and coaches, David Nagel. We invested over $100,000 to work with him privately for 1 year. Now, he no longer offers that program, but that program and working with him, he's a mindset coach, enabled us to survive through the 2008-2009 economic downturn. And we're here because of him.
Yeah, and how to thrive afterwards as well.
Yeah, survive and thrive afterwards, absolutely. And the picture on the far right, you may or may not recognize that, but that is Russell Brunson. That is me behind his personal desk, working with him in his office. Lucho and I invested to work with Russell and his team for 3 days privately at his office up in Idaho. And we were actually building and creating stuff right there live as that picture was happening. So we bring, again, this is just a few of some of the mentors and coaches that we have invested in to continue to grow and expand not only our business, to provide to our clients as well.
And as Tony Robbins would say, this is not to impress you, but to impress upon you how important it is to invest in your business. Oftentimes, when we are coaching private clients, one of the things we ask them is, why would anybody invest in you if you're not investing in yourself? So think about that as we go through this presentation.
All right. So let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. We always like to be really upfront with you. Okay, you're probably sitting here thinking, is there going to be some kind of an offer or pitch at the end? And the answer is we actually do have something to share with you at the end. We want to let you know that up front so you're not sitting there worrying about it. We want to get it out of the way. So quite frankly, we have a virtual live experience that is coming up. Our clients have invested up to $2,500 to attend to that program, but we actually have a very special share with you when you stick through to the end. And we just wanted to let you know that we're going to be sharing that with you because this virtual live experience actually includes that nutrition certification that Lucho mentioned. It includes our software. It includes our coaching. It's an amazing opportunity to really expand and grow your business. And we'll be sharing that at the very end. Okay.
And I see a comment here that says that I have a nutrition home-based business. So stick with us because this will apply to home-based businesses. That's what we started doing back in 2009 when the economy turned. We started showing brick and mortar business how to go online. So now you can do that without having to have a brick and mortar, so you can have a home-based nutrition business. So you are in the right place.
Absolutely. All right. So the turning point for you, it's time to dive into the business side of things. Again, we think business-wise here. It's an opportunity now to discover how to unstuck your business, break through that overwhelm we talked about, break through that paralysis, and break through the uncertainty of how, right, of how to move forward. Again, I just wanted to show you really quickly, this is our roadmap, so you clearly understand our 3-step method. So it's converting prospects to clients, which is what we're covering today, creating a signature process tomorrow, and increasing cash flow with systems, which will be on Thursday.
And again, roughly, each one of these is roughly an hour, so make sure you just block that in your calendar.
And now is your time. Let's go ahead and dive in. How to convert 4 out of 6 qualified prospects into high-paying clients using proven language skills to increase enrollments 30 to 60%. Now, really quick, again, be sure to post your questions as we go, and we'll be answering all the questions live at the very end. So please post your questions as they come up. And I'm going to take Lucho and I off the screen so that you can fully focus on the slides and the learning process that we're going to be sharing with you now. Okay? There we go.
So we typically ask, what is the purpose of your business? And we get answers like, oh, to change the world, to help this. Well, the purpose of your business is to make money. And that's what we're talking about, enrollments. But there's a deeper purpose as well, which is to get your clients results. That's why they're hiring you. That's why they want to work with you. And that's why you want to work with them. So these language skills that I'll be sharing with you today, not only will they help you increase your enrollments or increase your sales, they will also increase your client's ability to follow and understand your suggestions or your recommendations so that they can get results and therefore everyone's happy. So here's a story. You probably heard me earlier. We mentioned how I ended up working with Tony Robbins. So let me tell you this interesting story about the secret language patterns to naturally and easily enroll. Let me start that again. The secret language patterns to naturally and easily enroll high-paying clients ready for transformation. Make sure you write this down. People will bargain for products and services, but they will invest in a transformation. Okay, so stop selling products and services and start selling the end result. And I learned this from one of our many coaches, but to take you back to how I got involved in something called NLP or neuro-linguistic programming, which is the secret language patterns, is that back when I was a registered dietitian in charge of the burn unit, intensive care unit, oncology, ortho, and all of that, one of the many things I did is I taught diabetes classes and pulmonary health classes. And I was sharing with one of my friends that it just didn't make any sense to me how some of my patients, I would tell them exactly what to do, and they would make changes instantly. And I would tell the exact same thing to a different patient, and nothing would happen. So I was frustrated, and I was like, I just don't get it. I tell them the exact same thing. He goes, well, that's the problem. You tell them the exact same thing. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, you need to go to this Tony Robbins seminar with me. At the time, I was going to school. I was up from 5 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, going to college full time, getting my master's, getting my degrees, working as a dietitian, going to seminars for the hospital and for school. The last thing I wanted to do was go to another seminar. So knowing me really well, I've known this guy for many years. He just changed one word and said, you really need to go to this thing with Tony. It's like a rock and roll concert. The minute he said rock and roll concert, I was in. So this is a picture of Kiss. And many of you may not even know who Kiss or what the group Kiss is, but they're one of the top marketing people in the world. When I first moved to the United States, I grew up in Argentina. I learned how to speak English by listening to Kiss records. In Argentina, my parents would send me to English classes, and I would hide my books and go play with my buddies. So when I got here, back when I was 9 years old, all I knew how to say was yes, no, count to 14, and mother and father. So by listening to Kiss records, and I'm an auditory learner, which you'll hear more about that in a minute. That's how I learned English, and I love rock and roll. So the minute you said it's like a rock concert, I was in. And Tony Robbins events, if you've ever been to one, is truly a rock and roll concert in disguise. So when I went to Tony Robbins, we did all sorts of things like firewalking and all the cool other stuff. But it was when I was at that event that I learned the benefit of how to continue to make a difference on my clients or for my clients by using the right languaging skills. And I ended up actually working with Tony Robbins. And after working with him for many years, I worked with Tony from 1997 to 2003. I distilled everything that I learned from him, and I teach people how to apply that into their businesses, be it nutrition, be it whatever it was. And when you take our nutrition certification, we actually have neuro-linguistic programming training there. And it's interesting because it's kind of like if I have you read a book on swimming. You could read the book from front cover to back cover, dive in deep into the pool, and you're going to drown. Well, it kind of same thing happened when people would learn about NLP and our certification. They would read it and they were like, that's cool. But it was when they attended our live events where I actually showed them how to use it and I applied it to them that it would blow their mind. So here's an interesting story. Let me see if this will play, because we had some technical issues when we were testing this. So this is a story about one of our previous clients, and you'll see how he talks about good decision, bad decision. This is basically one of the NLP strategies that I'll be sharing with you later today. But here's what Sammy had to say.
Okay, so funny.
That's not playing the video, so give me a second here and go to the right folder and play it for you. Let's see if that works.
Okay, so funny story. Back in 2006, when I met Lucho, he talked about NLP, and at the time, I was thinking all this crazy mind trick crap. And I had applied a lot of what Lucho taught, not everything. So with this NLP stuff and bads over here and goods over here, I thought, all right, I'm so sick of thinking this is crap. I just got to try it just to prove it doesn't work. So I had a kid coming to our retail store. I see him coming in, and I'm thinking, this kid's maybe 15, 16 years old. He doesn't have any money. Not going to buy anything anyway, so what do I have to lose? So I walked out, whatever I said, how can I help you? What are you looking for? I don't remember what I said. And he was looking for a protein or something, and basically I went like this. I went over and I said, hey, what are you looking for? I'm looking for a weight gain or a protein, and he wanted a specific type that we had, and I was trying to upsell him, or in theory was going to upsell him, and thought, okay, I'm going to use this stupid NLP crap. And so I picked up the one that he wanted, and I said, oh yeah, I've got this. That's what you want. But this over here is really amazing, and you need this, and it's just so good. And I mean, I can sell you this, but it's like, kind of crappy. If you want to do that, it's over here. And that whole time, I'm trying to hold it in, thinking, there's no way this kid's buying anything anyway, so Lucho's wrong, and this NLP is a bunch of stupid crap, so he's done. But at the end of the 10-second, 15-second conversation, however long it was short, and he says, okay, I'll take it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, that really just worked? No way. And I've been putting this on for how long? And I was literally trying to cover my mouth, not to laugh, trying to put him in the computer system and ring him up, and all I could do was hold it in and just thinking the entire time, God, what the heck is Lucho talking about? What is this NLP crap? And then I come here this 3-day weekend and see so much more, and how many more ways it's applied, and how much more you can learn from somebody. And now we're stoked to go back and learn as much as we can about it, and start applying it, not just with our clients, but in our relationships, with our friendships, with our staff, with everybody else, because it's real and it works, and it's crazy that how fast you can read somebody.
So you just heard from Sammy, and basically how he applied one simple strategy that not only changes business, but it also changes personal life forever. How he interacts with his kids, with his significant other. It's just amazing. So let me fast forward through this and see if I can go to the next slide here. There we go. So here's what NLP is. NLP looks at the mechanics of how people structure activities and how people make decisions. Now, type in the chat box if you think it would be helpful to know how your client goes about making decisions, whether they decide to follow your instructions or not to get results, or whether they decide to join you in your programs or in your transformation. Now, in sales and motivation, we want to find out how our prospect thinks and how they go about making their decisions. So if you see these little guys, gears turning, that's basically what NLP does, is it opens up your client's mind so you can see exactly how they make decisions so that you can help them best so they can achieve the goals that they have. Now, we're going to look at something called modalities, which are strategies to understand and motivate people. So again, motivate them to become your clients as well as motivate them to follow through on the recommendations you're giving them. So we use 5 senses to take information, right? We take information about our world and our surroundings based on visual, based on the things that we see, based on what we hear, as well as kinesthetic. Kinesthetic refers to touching, feeling, or even your feelings, how you feel about something. And then, of course, we have gustatory. Being that I'm a dietitian, gustatory is for taste, and olfactory is for smell. Well, in NLP, what we do is we kind of roll in gustatory and olfactory into the other 3, the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. So we refer to this process, the way that we process information, since we take in mostly these 3 systems, we call that the VAK system. So one of the cool things about modalities, and if I go back here, these are the 3 modalities. The 3 modalities are visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Now, one of the mistakes people make is they think that I am a visual person or an auditory person or a kinesthetic person. So the truth of the matter is that we are able to do all 3, and we tend to transition from one to the other based on what it is that we're doing at the time. And I'll get much deeper into this, and you'll see why that is important. Now, one of the cool things about modalities is that if you listen carefully, people will reveal to you which modality they are in at that time, because again, we transition from one to the other. As you observe and listen to them, they will exhibit the following traits and characteristics, as well as use the words and phrases that are shown in the slides, following slides. So the first modality will look like is something we call the visual. So when someone is in a visual modality, they have these specific characteristics. They tend to speak very quickly, kind of like Robin Williams will be really quickly and look around. They're kind of referred to as being hyper, like this hyper kid right here. That would be a visual hyper kid, right? And their eyes tend to be focused about 45-degree angle above you. So even though they're talking to you, they're looking slightly ahead of you. It looks like they're looking at your hair or at your head. And also their eyes will be moving around the room because they're scanning everything. Now, one of the characteristics that many of the visual people that feel most comfortable being in a visual modality have is they have a rule that says, look at me when I speak to you. The reason they have that rule is because so that you can see me talking and therefore you'll be able to listen to me. So that's one of the rules that visual modalities or people that are in the visual modalities tend to have. And they're going to use specific words or phrases, things like, well, that doesn't paint a clear picture, or can you storyboard that for me? Or I don't see what you mean. That looks like a good idea, or I see a clear way. So if you believe that you like to spend most of your time in the visual modality and you express yourself by using visual words like or phrases like the ones that are here, go ahead and type in the chat box there in the comments section, type in C if you believe that you would like to spend most of your time on visual. If you're a visual learner that you learn by seeing pictures and images, then type in the word C. There you go. See, that person's looking into a 45-degree angle, slightly above you. Now, the second modality is what we talked about is going to be called the auditory characteristics. And you can see this picture here on the upper right-hand corner where it says, well, I can't hear you, right? Because it's all about listening. People, when you are in the auditory modality, we tend to be more mellow than we're in the visual modality. Eyes are usually level with the horizon, or they go side to side. The reason the eyes go side to side is because they're actually hearing themselves speak as they speak. And they may look away from you while you speak so that their ear is facing you, just kind of like this picture. While you're talking, they may look away from you so that their ear is facing your mouth so they can hear you better. Now, are you seeing an issue here? If we have a person who's mostly visual and they're really look at me when I speak to you, and they're communicating or attempting to communicate with an auditory person who tends to turn their head away so they can hear you better, we're going to have a clash right here. They're not going to be able to really pay attention and connect to each other and create the rapport that's necessary. When we're in an auditory, we really pay attention to enunciation and pronunciation and punctuation. If you've ever listened to NPR, the National Public Radio, you'll understand how people that are auditory tend to have really, let me stop my cam here. There we go. Have really clear pronunciation, enunciation, and they pay attention to the words. Now, when we are in the auditory modality, here's some of the phrases you'll hear people say when they're auditory or they're in the auditory modality. They'll say things like, well, you never tell me you love me. Or that sounds like a good idea. Remember, visual say, I see that's a good idea. Auditory modality, I hear you loud and clear, or we never talk, or the dreaded, we need to talk. So if you believe that you are one of those people who enjoys being in the auditory modality, go ahead and type into the chat box and say, here. Now, remember how I mentioned earlier that I learned English listening to kids. So that's a huge, huge clue that I am an auditory learner. So when I learn, I like to hear things, and that's how I learn. Now, when I read a book, I actually read it to myself. So inside, I'm hearing myself reading. That's why it takes me quite a bit of time to complete a book. And my wonderful wife, Lisa, can read 6 books in a month, and I'm just barely finishing 1 or 2. So that's my characteristics when learning. Now, when I speak, when I get on stage, I used to be super hypervisual. I would speak so fast and so quickly because I wanted to make sure I gave everybody all the information they needed. When in reality, I just wanted to make sure now that they get the information they need to be successful. They don't need to know everything under the sun. So as you can see, I transitioned from auditory to visual, and the next modality that we have is what we call kinesthetic. And kinesthetics tend to be much more mellow. So again, remember, people are not visual, auditory, or kinesthetics. They just tend to spend more time, or the majority of their time, in these different modalities. Here's a picture of what a kinesthetic person looks like. It is a typical yoga teacher or somebody who is into really connecting with themselves. Not only are they more mellow and more calm than those that are either auditory or even visual, they usually have their eyes looking down towards the ground. Remember, visual people look up into a 45-degree angle and they scan the room. Auditory people's eyes, when you're in the auditory modality, tend to move from side to side. And when we are in the kinesthetic modality, we tend to look down into the ground. And we usually have a low, calm speech and motion, like if you're going into a deep meditation. When we're in the modality of being a kinesthetic, we tend to wear corduroy pants and fuzzy sweaters and yoga pants, clothing based more on how they feel more than how they look. Take a deep breath. Some of the phrases that kinesthetics would tend to say is they'll say things like, that feels right to me. Oh, that hit the spot. I just can't put my finger on it. I need to get in touch with my inner self or my inner child, or it just feels like a knot inside. So you can imagine by having these different modalities, we've made a list here of what are the different common predicates that we use for these modalities. So I'd like you to kind of gaze at this. And I believe, Lisa, did we send a list of modalities as well, the predicates?
No, we did not, but we can make that available.
So we have a shorter list that's only 10 of the top ones. But if you look at these, take a quick look at these 4 columns. So unspecified, we go really into deep detail about unspecified in our live events. Don't worry about that. For this exercise, we'll be doing a little bit. Look at these 3, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, and kind of browse through them and see which of these columns you tend to use those words more often. Which of the words in these columns do you use more often? And then type into the chat or the comments box whether you believe that you feel most comfortable with visual terminology, auditory terminology, or kinesthetic terminology. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that since we did not give you the handout, which we will send you. And kind of start writing these down, a few of the ones that you use on a regular basis. So if you say things like, well, I'd like to look around, or I got an eyeful, or that looks familiar, or, well, that's a show off. I really overlooked that. See-through, look over. Those, of course, are visual terminologies. I am very auditory when I learn. So when I'm learning, I really reside on the auditory. The kinesthetic, when we were teaching with Tony Robbins people to do fire walks, well, the last thing you want is to be on the kinesthetic stage, because then you really get in touch with the fire. So we want you to be hyper visual, look up and high, and kind of plow through. And we have a mantra that we say when you go through the fire, so that you don't get in touch with it. So kinesthetics really get in touch with things. All right, now that you had a little bit of a chance to look at these over, we're going to do a quick exercise. So let me ask you a question. How did you decide to register for this masterclass? So what I'd like you to do is to kind of tell yourself the story and type in whichever modality you use most often as your default. So when you told yourself the story, say, how did you decide to enroll in this class? So did you first see the ad, or did you hear about it, or did it feel right? So if you write down the story, or just a few words on how you went about deciding to register for this class. Because remember, we're looking at how people make decisions. So I'm going to share with you how you went about making a decision to enroll into this class, which will later go into how to use a strategy to help your clients decide to enroll in your programs, decide to follow your advice, and decide to do the things you tell them so that they can be successful. All right, let me look at the comments real quick while I leave that in there for a minute. Here, perfect. All right, so we'll move on. So again, type in the modality that you are most often using. There we go. I saw the ad and I read about it and then registered. So saw is visual, read is visual, unless you're like me. When you read, that becomes auditory because I hear myself reading. So here's the deal. When you apply this method I'm going to be sharing with you, mastering the system can increase your sales by up to 66%. Because listen, if you're mostly visual, that means that you're not really communicating with the auditory or the kinesthetic clients or prospects. If you're mostly kinesthetic, you're definitely not communicating with the visuals or the auditory. Or if you're just mostly auditory, you're not communicating with the other two. So you're missing out about 33 to 66% of the population of the people that you could be helping. So that is the cost of this. All right. So not applying this method I'm going to share with you, continuing to do what you have been doing, can cost you to lose up to 66% of your sales. But more importantly, it can cost you to not get results for about 66% of your current clients. Think about that for a second. We're here to make a change. And the way we make change is by helping our clients understand what we want them to do and have them follow through. So learning what I'm going to share with you today will make that possible. All right. So how do we use the VAK, the Visual, Auditory, and Kinesthetic System, and decision strategies? Understanding modalities, which is visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, can prove very beneficial in the world of not only sales, but in motivation as well. And when a person is going to make a decision, they normally do so by referring back to the VAK system in a specific sequence. Remember that we transition from one to the other to the other. And there's a specific sequence based on what we're doing. Once we identify that decision sequence, it's almost comical how naturally and easily we can guide someone to make a decision by presenting it to them using their code or their sequence. It's real simple. If you're a New Yorker and you're going to try to communicate with a Southern Texan who has a slow draw, it's not going to work very well. However, if you learn how to slow down and speak the same way, they're more likely to understand you and to follow your instructions. So here's what I mean by a sequence. Again, as I said, I grew up in Argentina. And when I moved to the United States, I was assigned, and I went to high school or elementary school, whatever, they assigned me a locker. And lockers have a combination lock. At least they did 47 years ago when I went to school. And in order to have that lock open or that locker open, you need to get those three numbers in the right combination, right? So the VAK systems look exactly like a combination lock. It's all about not just the numbers, but it's also about the sequence. So basically, we wanted to learn step by step by step. And the way that we do that is very simple. It's all about the sequence, not just so much the numbers, but having the numbers in the right sequence. I could give you the three numbers to my lock, my combination, but unless you have them in the right sequence, that locker will never open. Same thing with your clients. You can talk to them until you're blue in the face, like I was talking to my patients, and some of them, just by luck, I hit the combination right on target, and they did exactly as I asked them, and they got results, and they improved their health. Others, it just didn't register because that wasn't their sequence. That wasn't how their brain was wired to make those decisions to help them get the results they want. All right, so all we need to do is to ask a simple question that will take a person back to a time when, and remember, so here's how we ask them. So remember the last time you decided to go a nutrition program. How did you go about it? So if you're a personal trainer, remember the last time you decided to go on a fitness exercise. How did you go up in a fitness program? How did you go about it? If you're working with hormone replacement, or if you're working with any other business, remember the last time that you decided to do something about your XYZ problem. How did you go about that? And then what you do is you're going to listen intently for the V, for the A, and the K, but more importantly is the sequence in which they are presented. So here's what I mean. When we ask somebody that question I just mentioned, here's the answer they gave me. I really needed to lose some weight. So I started looking, so I put this in big red, bold, and italicized letters for you. I started looking for a program that would be custom made for me. So I asked a few of my buddies at the gym for a referral until I heard the one that just felt right. All right, so I made this very obvious, but it's kind of like driving. If you ever learn how to drive a standard car, a stick shift car, at the beginning is when do I put in the clutch and when do I let it out and when do I shift gears and when do I... Now you're probably driving and it's automatically, right? You just don't even think about those things. Well, the same thing happens when you learn NLP and when you learn to pay attention to modalities. So when we take a closer look, if we analyze the sentence for the sequence in which he cycled through the modalities, it kind of looks like this. I started looking, which is visual. So then I asked, which is auditory. And then I heard, which is also auditory. And then it felt right, which is kinesthetic. So therefore, the sequence is visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, or VAAK, as it is in red letters in both. So then when you have something that you want to offer them, we will use that exact same sequence to offer him a solution for his problem. So you would say, well, let's take a look at the different options we offer. We can discuss them and answer any questions you may have until we find the solution that feels just right for you. So again, if you look at the letters in parentheses, we can take a look, V, and then we can discuss them, A, and we can answer questions, A, and then feels right, K. So it's VAAK. So if I quickly go back to the previous screen, that is there right here. If you see, VAAK is their sequence. VAAK is their sequence. So when we say something in that sequence, then people automatically connect to it because that is how their brain is wired to take action. All right, so hear this from an expert. Of course, I teach this stuff, so to me, this is common sense. But here's what one of our friends, Forbes Riley, had to say. Let me play this video for you.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity health and fitness expert. I had a chance to meet two amazing people, Lisa and Lucio. And I'll tell you what, they have the ability to teach us to monetize our nutrition knowledge. Well, the two of them are knowledgeable and fun. In fact, everything else, because I do it, when it comes to marketing online and teaching what they know, I haven't met two who are better at this. But if you have an opportunity to be in the room, to hear Lucio talk about how to change your mindset, this NLP knowledge, this guy worked for Tony Robbins for years.
So whenever we pitch something or we present something to somebody, we present it based on how we are wired.
All right, so as I mentioned earlier, we're having a little bit of an issue with videos playing in our PowerPoint, so I have to switch back and forth. So thank you for bearing with us here. Let me go back here, and I'll fast forward through that one. All right, so we want to convert prospects into clients. So mastering this system can really increase your sales by up to 66%. Can you see how applying this training and also how not only for sales, but for motivation and for getting your clients to get the results they want can be super beneficial? So type in there if you see how this works. Type into the chat and see if you have any questions on that as well. So remember, not only go back to the screen, but we're talking about sales, right? But sales is what makes your business profitable, and getting your clients results, it's what makes it memorable. Because remember, people will bargain for products and services, but they will invest in a transformation. So by being able to motivate them and speak the way that their brain is wired for making results or for making decisions and for following your instructions, will make them be more successful at your programs, which will mean they will give you more referrals, which will mean they'll be happy, which will mean you will be changing the world one client at a time, or as many as you work with. All right, so from here, let me hand it over to Lisa.
Absolutely. So that was incredible. You guys, do you see the value of understanding not only the VAK system, but the process of those language skills? Yes. And Ashley, I'm going to pop that up there. Yes, I see how it works. So that was a great answer. Awesome. So let's ask you this question. Why did you show up today? All right. We mentioned in the beginning that perhaps you are feeling overwhelmed and confused because, again, you spend so much time trying to learn the latest tactics, etc. And guess, we get it. Paralysis is the worst. It's just overwhelming and confusing, right? It's just, again, it gets you stuck. Okay. And actually paralysis is the next one, right? So you're paralyzed. Did you show up because you're paralyzed on taking any action, right? You have so many different options that you don't know which direction to go. And that's what I was trying to say. Paralysis is absolutely the worst. It's easy to get stuck in that analysis paralysis and trying to make the best decision. So again, we understand that. Perhaps you are ready to pull the trigger, but you're unsure of what to do once you get started, right? You've gathered all the info. We talked about this, right? It's you have all this stuff that you need to have, but you don't know how to put it all together. And you guys, we totally get that. Because there's no shortage of information, and getting totally overwhelmed and getting, all this info going is just will get you stuck in your tracks. Okay. And we're going to show you exactly how to do this and put it all together. Okay. For your business. Okay. So how do you make this all work? How do you make all this work so that you can get things up and running really, really quickly? Okay, well, we're going to share that with you, okay? And we're really, really glad that you asked. So how do you do this? First option, obviously you can stick with what is complicated and confusing. And you guys know this, that if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to continue to get the same results.
Or to do more of it or do it harder, like my straitjacket videos.
Right. You can continue on the route that you've been going, right? You can spend the next 2 years struggling to work through the enrollment process, right? You can continue to overcomplicate the enrollment conversations. You guys, we see this all the time. And again, perhaps giving people too much information. We see that a lot where you're over delivering and over providing. So they basically say, okay, great. Now I can go do this on my own. Right? You can either keep it super complicated and confusing, or you can keep it simple and strategic, right? You can do it the simple and strategic way and get the results that you want. Simplify the whole process so that you can focus on the true client work that you want to do. Okay. Now, we're sure you can guess which way we would love for you to go. And at this point, we would love to invite you to check out our Monetize Your Nutrition Knowledge virtual live experience. And again, I'm sure you're somebody who doesn't like to make mistakes. Okay, you guys with me? You don't like to make mistakes, right? Because guess what? Lucho and I, we've made the mistakes. We've been doing this for over 17 years. Okay, so you get to learn from our mistakes, which is always a better decision, right?
Learn. Yeah, our business has been around for 17 years, but we've both been in the industry for 30. So you can imagine what we have learned. And it's always, as Lisa said, it's much a wiser decision to learn from somebody else's mistakes.
Absolutely. So again, we want to share with you our upcoming Monetize Your Nutrition Knowledge virtual live experience. I want to be really clear with you. This is not a pitch-a-thon, all right? You're not going to get a lineup of 30 different speakers pitching you their latest, greatest programs and services. This is an education conference, okay? We're going to provide you the tools and the training to focus on your business. Just like one of our guests here said, I need committed clients to purchase my programs, right? That's exactly it. It's going to be dialing in, creating the roadmap for your business. We call this a GSD, right? A get shit done event, right? You're going to map out your business and you're going to be ready, up and rolling for 2021. And actually before, because we actually teach you a really cool end of the year process as well. So we strategically time this at the beginning of December because it's the perfect time to invest in yourself and your business. We know that in the health and wellness industry, November and December is typically the slowest time, which also means it's the best time to invest in yourself and your business, right? You have the time to dial all of that in. We help you shortcut that, right? Really shortcut it. So the Monetize Your Nutrition Knowledge virtual live experience is the absolute fastest way to implement proven systems that will generate an additional $10,000 or more per month for your business. We're actually going to reverse engineer this so you see exactly how to do this step by step.
And I remember, this is the event that we've been doing for the last 10 years live, where people had to fly to Vegas, buy plane tickets, hotel rooms, food, and all of that. This is 100% virtual. So in a way, COVID has helped people who were not able to attend now do it because there's really minimal expense.
Absolutely. So let's kind of break it down for you. This is what we're going to be covering. So day one, we actually take this teaching that we just did in the last 45 minutes, and we spend the day on this. It's converting prospects into high-paying clients, getting super clear on who you serve. This is absolutely foundation of your business. We dive deep into the sales with integrity, that deep dive into the NLP, the VAK that Lucho talked about, modalities and eye accessing cues.
And when it comes to eye accessing cues, the process that I shared with you about how to figure out people's decision-making strategies by following their visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, what if you could just look at somebody's eyes while they're speaking to you and know exactly whether they're telling you the truth or not, or that you could reveal their decision-making strategy so you can be more successful at helping motivate them to follow your advice so they can get the results they want. That is what we go into great detail on the live event. So if you have kids, or if you're in a relationship, or if you're just in any type of business and you want to improve yourself, learning your decision strategies as well as those of the people that are surrounding you, and whether they're being truthful or not, is a huge benefit from this system.
Absolutely. And you guys, we do actionable, interactive type processes. It's really a lot of fun. And we're also going to cover the big picture, right? Like the big picture of your business and creating that high income yielding practice that we know that you're working for. Day two is all about creating a signature process. What makes you or your program unique? Really having the time to work through that and figure that out for your business. Now, it's also going to be covering the process by which you're going to create the signature program or service. So like Lucho said earlier, it doesn't have to be nutrition, right? Whether it's, sorry, what were the ones you covered?
Hormone therapy, exercise. We even have somebody who is a trichologist. A trichologist is somebody that helps people deal with hair loss. And we also have somebody who does body alignment and pain reduction by doing specific yoga exercises in a specific order. So it's basically business systems. How do you create your signature process? What makes you different than everybody else that they would want to work with you?
Absolutely. And of course, also, should you desire to do, how do you create a high dollar custom program? Now, we're going to use our nutrition system as the example, but just like Lucho said, you can plug in whatever your specialty or your modality happens to be. Again, we have a trichologist, we work with naturopaths, we have, body alignments, we have clients that really are the range across the board. It's just a matter of plugging that into the actual system.
We even have a client who was involved in a network marketing company. She would bust her behind to make $1,500 in a month, and now she sells nutrition programs for $1,500 to $3,000. So
her product. Yeah.
Right. So instead of selling products, remember, people will bargain for products and services, but they will invest in a transformation. So she now sells a transformation because we showed her exactly how to do that.
And then day three, it's all about increasing cash flow with systems, right? How to structure your business for automated cash flow. And we'll dive deep into the referral systems, the recurring revenue systems, and the re-education and retention systems. Now, we're obviously going to be covering this, and you guys will have actionable steps to do. But at the full day event, 3-day event, again, you're going to actually map all of this out, for your business. Awesome. All right. So this is, let's kind of cover everything that you're going to get at the Monetize Your Nutritional Virtual Live Experience. And we want to call this experience because it's going to be very interactive. So we have Including obviously the 3 days, all, hands-on virtual event focused on your business. You're going to have access to our event interactive dashboard. Everything sort of happens in that main dashboard, main command center. You're going to have access to a customized convert, create, automate blueprint that you're going to use that as your roadmap. Okay. You're going to get event binders, or all the action guides and forms and handouts. We have a virtual participation kits, the attendee only private Facebook group where a lot of the pre-event interaction and post-event interaction happens. We always include a power-packed follow-up Q&A video conference. This is really strategic. We do this about 2 weeks after the event so that it's really about dialing in, sharing, what's worked, what you still have questions on, et cetera. So it's kind of like that wrap-up process. And we love doing, again, because we love having a good time. You guys, we live in Vegas. We do a virtual happy hour party and entertainment, and it just so happens that it is Lucho's birthday. So it gives us a whole nother reason to celebrate, right? But we really have fun with it so that you get to network with other like-minded individuals, learn about other businesses and what they're doing. It's a really great opportunity to just connect with people. Now we also have options, you guys. There's lots of options for you. We do have a VIP and a VIP Lite option because who doesn't love going VIP, right? So you have that opportunity. And again, for those of you who do register for this event, remember we said in the beginning we have a bonus on bonus. So obviously for those who attend here till the end, you get the 10K Challenge mini audit where you can find $10,000 in your business. Well, the bonus on bonus is for those of you who register, and we're going to share something else with you in just a minute, which is my next one, the early bird special pricing. You will also receive a private call with either Lucho or I to walk you through the 10K challenge. We're going to help you find that $10,000 in your business. So not only do you get the handout where you can go through it, we're going to actually walk you through it. And then, as I mentioned, we do have early bird special pricing. It is only available through tomorrow. Friday, the 20th. So you still have time. And again, you have the ability to save up to $150. We also have a 3-pay option. We'll share with that in a moment. And of course, we have special VIP bonuses. So for those who choose VIP. Now, the question is, what are you going to experience? And this is really what we're setting it up for. You're going to experience a completely mapped out business blueprint for your business. You're going to experience in-depth interactive training applying these NLP processes so that you learn specifically how to convert those prospects into clients, increasing those enrollments. You're going to learn that signature process. You're going to experience that signature process that sets you apart, literally work that out. And the clear referral, recurring, and re-educating systems. We'll be covering obviously all of these in the masterclass, but you're going to understand how you're going to dial in and figure out what is best for you and your business. Now, as I mentioned, we have our early bird special. This offer, the date's wrong on there. It actually, we have to fix that. The offer ends on November 20th, the early bird special pricing. And again, you even have the ability to do a 3-payment plan. So that brings it down as low as $58. You guys, to invest in your business and to invest in yourself, it's absolutely a no-brainer.
Now remember, in the past, people have paid up to $2,500 to attend these events. For $58, 3 payments of $58 or $147, that is what you call a no-brainer.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're making it as simple as possible for you because we absolutely, again, want to make sure that you are in a position to not be stuck with what's going on in the world today. So again, you can grab your early bird discount. There is the website, monetizeyournutritionknowledge.com. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Lucho and I back on. Lucho, do you want to turn on your video?
Sure.
I'm going to bring them back on so you can see us because we're going to get ready here in just a minute to answer some questions for you as well. But again, you guys, early bird discount. So if you go to the next page here, we're going to show you exactly how do you apply this. So when you go to monetizeyournutritionknowledge.com UNSTUCK, here's what's going to happen. You're going to scroll down just a little bit down the page and you are going to see You're going to see these are the 3 options: the VIP, the VIP Lite, and the general admission. As I mentioned, the discount price, the early bird pricing goes away Friday. So you can save up to $150 on the VIP. Now let's go ahead and we're going to show you everything that's included, and we're going to show you how to walk through the process here and how do you apply that discount. So as we mentioned, it's a 3 days. It is the access to the interactive dashboard. It's the one customized automated blueprint, the event binder, the virtual participation kit, the private Facebook group, the follow-up Q&A conference, the virtual happy hour, right? The VIP and the VIP Lite options are available, and of course the bonuses that go along with that. And so here's what you're going to see. So I know it's a little small on the screen. Actually, let me go back to this really quick. I'll make it a little bit bigger. And Lucho, you want to kind of do a quick walkthrough on that?
Yeah, so basically there you see the three prices. $997 is a regular price for the full VIP, $447 for the VIP Lite, and $197 for the general admission. Through November 20th, you get $50 off the general admission, so that makes it $147. You get $100 off the VIP, so that makes it $347. And you get $150 off of the VIP, the full VIP. So the difference is that both the VIP and the full VIP, the only difference is that for the full VIP, you do not get the certificate. I'm sorry, the full VIP includes our nutrition certification. Once you're done with the certification, we throw in 6 months of our nutrition software, so you get instant access to the student version. And then once you complete the course, you get 6 months of our software. You get 3 months of direct access to me for coaching you on how to complete your certification and how to apply it to your business. And then those three things are unique to the full VIP. Now, we do have some of our clients who are already certified through us who do not need software and do not need the certification because they already have that. And for that purpose, we have the VIP Lite. So again, the VIP Lite is everything in the full VIP with the exception of the software, the certification, and the coaching on how to complete the program. They both get a half-hour mastermind on Sunday morning. That's a $2,500 value. And you also get a VIP participation kit, which is a little bit higher level, much higher level than the general admission. And you also get 1 hour private coaching call with Lisa and myself. That's a $1,000 value. So you see at the bottom the total values, and then you see what the discounted pricing is.
So let's go to the next and we'll show you how to apply the early bird discount. So once you click on one of those, whichever one of those you decide, you're going to land on this page. And yeah, it's really hard to see on this one, but okay, you're going to land on there. It's going to outline everything that's included. This happens to be the VIP. And then at the very bottom where that circle is, that's where you enter the promo code, and you enter it exactly like it shows on the screen, all caps, capital letters, early bird. You enter that in there and hit the apply button, and it'll immediately show the early bird pricing. But you'll also notice to the left of that circle, you can decide if you'd like to do that in a single payment, 2 payments, or a 3 payment plan. So you have the option, you have complete control.
Also, if you're in the United States, if you see there about halfway through the image, you see PayPal credit. Right below that orange circle that says apply right here, see where it says here, it says pay with credit card. Right below that, you will see the option to pay later with PayPal credit. And PayPal, if you are accepted, will give you 6 months of 0 payments and 0 interest. And then, of course, below that, you can either pay with PayPal as well if you have a PayPal account. But either way, you can either choose 1, 2, or 3 payments by selecting the right button here on the left-hand side. Be sure to enter the early bird discount code right here, and that'll drop the price. And then it'll also divide the lower price into 3 payments. Or you can choose to pay with PayPal credit or your credit card or whatever form of payment you choose.
Awesome. All right. So again, for those of you that are here through the end, we know who you are. Congratulations. We will be sending you, okay, because we don't have a way to download it from here. We will be sending you the 10K Challenge Mini Audit Guide. So you will be able to access that as well. And as we mentioned, when you register for the Monetize Your Nutrition Knowledge virtual live experience, you will by this Friday, you will also receive a private call with either Lucho or I to go through that and help you find that $10,000 or more in your business. Okay, and so we are now, actually, I'm going to bring us both back on the screen, Lucho, but we wanted to open up now for Q&A, and I know we have a few questions that have been submitted to us. So this is your opportunity. Again, if you are catching this on the replay, Please be sure to enter your questions in the comment section below. We will be reviewing them as well. But again, obviously you can see here, these are some of our past clients and talked about really working with us. But I do know that we actually have a few questions, which were submitted to us earlier. So basically with this is a virtual event, as we mentioned. And by the way, if you have any NLP questions as well, you can submit those in for Lucho. Yes, this is a virtual event. You will be able to attend from the comfort of your home. You will have access to everything that we covered. And again, when you go to that link, I'm actually going to put it in here as well. All right, as I'm typing, you can enter in the discount code, and all of the information is actually there on the website. It'll answer the majority of your questions. If not, you can actually send us an email at support@exerciseandnutritionworks.com. Please feel free to enter that there. And we're happy to fill in any questions. So it also means once you register that you're going to have access to the full 3 days. You'll have access to, again, depending on which manner you choose, like even the VIP, you'll have access to the recordings afterwards. So we want to make sure that you get all of the training and learning that is available to you. And of course, the party. Do you have any other, you have some questions on your end too, right?
Yeah, I think one of the questions is how long does it take to complete the course? So the Certified Fitness Nutrition Specialist, again, it also provides you with CEUs from NASM, ISSA, AFPP,
AFAA,
and NCCPT.
Yes.
So not only do you get that, you can also petition if you belong, or if you belong to any other association, you can petition for CEUs or CMEs as well. But typically it takes up to anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to complete. For those of you signing up and registering through this webinar that we have, we will also provide you with a video called Get Done in One Weekend. So basically, we teach you how to get all of the paperwork done in one weekend, because the multiple choice questions, let me share this with you. I've been doing this for over 30 years. Not a single client has ever asked me, what is the rate limiting enzyme for the Krebs cycle? It's beneficial for you to know that and for me to know that, but your clients don't care. So the multiple choice test questions provide the benefit of you getting the continuing education units, the CEs or CEUs. However, our main concern is to teach you how to create custom nutrition plans that are based on the individual. If you already have a nutrition philosophy that you believe works, great. We teach you how to plug that into the system. And we also show you how to evaluate your client's results or lack of results, and how to adjust the meal plans based on those results or lack thereof. So the whole thing can be done in record time, in about a week or so, because we share with you how to get the paperwork out of the way. And of course, you get 90 days of free access to me at one of our medium level coaching programs called the Business Builder Coaching Program, which allows you to really do meetings with me and have me go over all of your requirements before you turn them in, so that we can be sure that you pass the course successfully on your first attempt.
Absolutely. So the next question we have is, do I need to buy anything else to see results with your program? This is a great question. And first of all, we want to let you know, for the Monetize Your Nutrition Knowledge virtual live experience, you don't need to purchase anything else. Depending on which ticket you buy, the VIP, VIP Lite, or general admission, again, everything will be provided to you. You'll have access to, you'll be able to download and print out all of the, you'll be able to download all of the handouts, etc. So again, you'll have full access. So there's nothing else that you need to purchase at all for that. You just, again, just show up and be there and be present. And the main thing is to be in a space where you can fully, again, apply and be interactive. It's going to be a very interactive experience. Now, as far as, again, if the question is more about the certification or the software, again, with the VIP, that's all included. And Lucho, is there anything else? There's really nothing else.
No, when it comes to the certification, well, the only thing you need is a computer, which you obviously have, or you wouldn't be watching this video. And that's pretty much it. We typically recommend that you use calipers. We have some calipers that are high dollar like these. These are like $400, $500. Or you can go with the plastic ones that are about $15, and we have those available as well. And since we teach you how to do nutrition consultations virtually, then all you really need is for you and or your client to have a cloth measuring tape, something that you would find in a sewing kit. So that's really the only additional expense. We teach you everything else that you need. And as your business grows, there's different ways that you can make your transformation stand out even more.
Absolutely. Let's see. Another question here is,
I'm late, but I'm here. Please send me the follow-on. Will there be a replay?
Yes. So yes. Hi, Michelle. Glad you made it. Yes and yes. No worries. This will be available again through Friday, as well as there's actually going to be a watch party happening this evening. So there will be a watch party replay of this evening. So don't worry, you'll be able to catch it. That's why we decided to do this in the Facebook group, because it gives everybody the opportunity to be able to, to join in at what's most convenient for them. However, I just want to let everyone know again that obviously there are some timelines and that it will only be available until Friday, as well as our early bird pricing is only available through Friday. So again, I think we covered, the different levels. That was the general admission, the VIP light, and the VIP. So just make sure you guys, again, if you have any questions on that, let us know. Obviously the VIP, we over deliver and bundle up everything in there. So for the investment, obviously we highly recommend that, because again, who doesn't like to go VIP, but because you do get a lot of extra bonuses. But if you are in a position to only do general admission, that's wonderful. Don't worry, you do what you can do. The main thing is to be there, so you have those 3 days to work on your business. And as we mentioned, you can break that up into 3 payments as low as $58. So it's really a no-brainer.
And if you're already certified through some other organization in nutrition or in personal training or whatever, and if you're already using somebody else's software, that's perfectly okay. Go with the VIP Lite, because then that will also give you access to the Sunday morning mastermind meeting, that's where we share a strategic process on how to make your December the best month ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Typically for this industry, November, December are the slowest months, because let's face it, once the Halloween candy comes out, even though it was a virtual Halloween, nobody's looking at nutrition or fitness. They're going to start next year. So we teach you how to change that trend and how to make your business more successful in December than most any other months. When we applied this technique, we made $20,000 in December just in nutrition programs, which was a huge month for us, because typically we did great, but it wasn't that much.
Yeah. So an extra. And so let's see. Oh, will you be able to ask questions if you get stuck? Absolutely. So this is, again, we are very attainable, you guys. Lucho and I make ourselves completely attainable. The main key of this is that, let's say for those of you who purchase, today or by Friday with the early bird, you immediately get put into our private Facebook group. In that private Facebook group, we have interaction. We have different things going on there, updates, notifications, answer questions, etc. So you have immediate access right there. Obviously, during the live event, again, it's going to be done. It's got a really, really cool platform, so it actually works both ways. So you guys will be on camera. It'll be very interactive. We have prizes, and we have special, incentives and all kinds of really fun things that we're going to be offering throughout the event. So you absolutely have the ability to ask questions at any point during, before, during, and after. Cool.
Absolutely.
Let's see here. I think that...
And for the party, we're going to have some cool entertainment, something that you may have seen a little bit of when you saw my video, but you'll see the other side of it.
Yes, we actually have, you guys, we live in Vegas, so we have entertainment. It's going to be really fun. We have, again, for the VIPs and the VIP lights, I'm not giving it away, but again, it's very, very interactive. And again, we like taking things to the next level. So I think that's it. We don't want to hold you up any longer unless there's any further questions. We are here. This will be available. We're going to do a watch party this evening. So again, if you know anybody that could benefit from this training, please share this forward. Invite them to come into the group. And we would love to have them. These recordings will be available through Friday night. and then they will be going away. So again, we'd love to be able to, again, we have the special bonus on bonus for those of you who register by Friday. And again, we look forward to seeing you. We're going to be back here, same place, same time, 10 a.m. tomorrow, as we cover Masterclass number 2, which is all about creating that signature program to stand out from everyone else. Again, really great training. We can't wait to have you. Again, be sure that you have your printout of the follow along action guide. We're going to take you through it. And unless there's any further questions, we're going to see you same bat place, same bat time. Yeah?
All right, everyone. Thank you for showing up. We'll see you soon.
Tomorrow. Yep.